sir.
Is my voice clear?
Yes, sir.
So हमने कहाँ तक पढ़े थे लास्ट क्लास में? You can see the screen now. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. An example for I equal to 1, I less than n, I equal to I into 3. Print. What will be the time complexity of this for loop? Whenever we are talking about time complexity, either we are talking about loop or recursion. Okay, only in these two cases we will have a time complexity that is not constant. Okay, this is called iteration, loop is called iteration, and recursion is recursion. And anything that can be achieved using loop or iteration can also be done using your recursion. Okay, हम recursion को और अच्छे से समझेंगे, बहुत अच्छे से, when we will be studying stack. Okay, so only a single statement. Someone is asking what is the time complexity of this single statement. That is of no meaning because obviously it will be of constant time complexity. So you need to break your head only when you see a loop or when you see recursion. That time the time complexity will be something order of some order of n only. Okay, so you need to figure out that. So यहाँ पर इसका time complexity क्या होगा? Any ideas?
Order of n.
Anyone else? See, last time we discussed about this kind of thing, right? But last time it was I equal to I into 2. Yes, here. See, I equal to I into 2. So in this case, what I told, how many steps you take going from 1 to n, and that many time the statement in between or the statement in the loop will be executed. So I'll start from the value 1 and I have to reach to n. So if I update the value of I in this way, I equal to I into 2, then how many steps it is going to take for reaching from I equal to 1 to I equal to 10? कितना steps लगेंगे यहाँ पर मैंने बताया था
Log n.
log n, right?
At the base 2.
तो यहाँ पर क्योंकि तुम्हारा 2 times increase हो रहा है, every time you are increasing twice the value of iteration variable, loop variable, that is why log n base 2. यहाँ पर and here in this case we are making the value of the iteration variable 3 times every time, right? That is why it will be order of log n
Base
base
3.
3. Example, agar let us suppose my n value is 27. For simplicity, n value is 27. So initially I equal to 1, one time hello will be printed, then I will be 1 into 3, that is 3. Another time this line will be executed, then I equal to 3 into 3, 9, then I equal to 9 into 3, that is 27. So how many times? 4 times. Okay, if it is less than equal, less than means 3 time होगा, equal हो जाने से 4 time हो जाएगा, but whatever it may be, it is something of order n, order of log n base 3 plus 1 हो सकता है, या प्लस और माइनस हम कांस्टेंट हो सकता है. ओके, यहाँ पर जैसे प्लस 1 हो रहा है, 4 times the statement is being executed, 4 times. Here if you see less than, so it will be only 3 times. Less than equal to होता तो 4 time होता. So it doesn't matter actually whether equal to is there or not, because it will be adding or subtracting one constant only, and constant can easily be ignored. So overall the time complexity will be order of log n base 3. ओके, सिमिलरली इस तरह से अगर और भी कुछ आए तो कर सकते हो, जैसे कि फॉर I equal to n, I greater than equal to 1, I equal to I by 3. What is the time complexity? Tell me.
Sir, same log n base
Same.
3.
Okay, order of log n base 3. Again, we are starting from n and we are reaching to 1. Every time we are dividing the value of I by 3. Okay. Okay, one more. For I equal to 1 or 0, I less than n, I equal to I plus 2. Tell me, what is the time complexity? I equal to I plus 2. You can think, take some 5 to 10 seconds, 10-15 seconds, and let me know. क्या हो सकता है इसका? Because whatever I am going to teach here, it is not that they will ask exactly the same thing in the exam. So you should have the ability to think. कि यहाँ पर होना क्या चाहिए time complexity.
Sir, I think sorry, not log. Order of n.
Order of n. Anyone else?
Sir, order of n.
Order of n. Okay, Ansul Mandira, order of n. Can anyone explain? Ansul or Mandira?
Yes, sir. Sir, suppose I am starting from 0 to n and we are skipping 2 steps and we are not multiplying here. So it should be order of n by 2, but 1 by 2 gets
Exactly.
neglected.
Okay. Order of n by 2 it will be. So it is order of n only. Okay. So initially the value is 0. The next value will be 2. Next value will be 4, 6, 8, right? 10 and so on till n. So if you see how many times, when the value of I is 0, one time this line will be executed. When the value of I is 2, one time the value will be executed. And for each value of I, one time the value of one time this line will be executed, right? So how many such values will be there from 0 to n if we are skipping one value in between? N by 2 values, because we are skipping all the odd numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, all those odd numbers are being skipped. So n by 2 numbers will be there, n by 2 even numbers will be there. So this will be order of n by 2, which is nothing but order of n only. Okay. for I equal to 1, I less than, किसका एक माइक ऑन है, ऑफ करो. 5874 और किसका ऑन है? I plus plus for j equal to 0, j less than I, j plus plus. Inside this print something. Hello. Can anyone? Clearly the first loop will run for how many times? N times.
Order of n
Because we are
square.
starting from, okay, we'll see that. I equal to Ansul, order of n square. Okay, we'll see. I equal to 1, I less than n. So obviously the first loop will run for n times, definitely. Okay. Now for each value of I, how many times we need to see this inner loop is going to be executed. For each value of I, how many times the inner loop is going to be executed. Now when the value of I is 1, how many times the inner loop is going to be executed? Only one time, right?
One time.
When the value of I becomes 2, in the देखो यहाँ पर I becomes 1. Okay, I is 1 now. So this will run for only one time. Now this loop is done. It will go again back to the outer loop, and this I value will become 2. Come inside this again, because this is 2, so it will start from 0 to 1. This loop will start from 0 and j less than I. So 0 and 1, two values are there. So this will run for 2 times. Okay, and after that again it will go to the outer loop, and this value will change from 2 to 3. Again for that value, this loop will run for 3 times. So how many times this particular statement is going to be executed, that basically will give me the time complexity, right? Similarly 4, 5, how many times? n minus 1 time में बोल सकता हूँ यहाँ पर, because less than है, less than n, so n minus 1 time. अगर equal to होता, if there is an equal to, then I can say that till n. And what is the value of this? हमें पता है. For
N
simplification, let's
n into n plus 1 by 2.
for simplification, let's this minus 1 is not there. Okay, okay, so formula is n into n plus 1 by 2, right? So in this case it will be n minus 1 into n minus 1 plus 1 by 2. So this will basically be n into n minus 1 by 2, which is nothing but this term, one term will be like n square by 2 minus n by 2 if we expand it, right? तो इस तरह से हो गया. Now one term is n square, another term is n, and obviously I have already told you this, that the higher order will always dominate the lower order, क्योंकि for some big value of n, this lower order value can be neglected. जैसे कि यहाँ पर अगर हम इसका वैल्यू अगर 100 ले लेते हैं, n value is 100, then n square will become 10,000. So in front of 10,000, 100 can be negligible. So it will always be the order of the higher order term here. So order of n square. Okay, this can be skipped. This too can be skipped. If anyone did not understand, then please ask. यहाँ पर जो भी अगर किसी को समझ में नहीं आया हो वो पूछो.
सर
हाँ
सर इस क्वेश्चन में आई का सपोज अगर वैल्यू 1 है या 2 है तो जे रन टिल 0 और 1. इफ आई इज इक्वल टू 2 देन जे इक्वल टू 0, जे इक्वल टू 1
यस
पर रन हुआ. तो उसमें हम उसको ऑर्डर ऑफ 1 क्यों नहीं ले रहे हैं? बिकॉज इट इज अ
नहीं, ऑर्डर ऑफ 1 कैसे लोगे तुम? नहीं, लाइक ऑर्डर ऑफ वन कैसे लोगे पहले बताओ मुझे, क्यों क्यों सोचा ऑर्डर ऑफ वन होगा?
सर ऑर्डर ऑफ वन इसलिए लग रहा है बिकॉज जे इक्वल टू 0 एंड जे इक्वल टू 1, तो वो 2 बार रन हो रहा है या 3 बार रन हो रहा है, वो तो एक कांस्टेंट नंबर होना है ना।
Yeah, this constant I'm writing here, right?
यस सर।
Those constants only I'm writing. One time, two time, three time, four time. But do you know how many times it is going to run? Exactly.
द
That
टोटल
will depend on
प्रोग्राम
the value of
कॉस्ट।
n only.
यस
Yes
सर।
or no? Because I value will depend on n and j value will depend on I. So basically j value depends on n only indirectly. So that is a overall the entire means this particular statement will be executed how many times depending on the value of n only. N could be 5 and the number will be till here. N could be 5,000 and the number can be very big. So we don't know that. So it has to be a dependent of n only.
ओके सर। ओके ओके।
Okay. किसी को कहीं पर भी डाउट हो तो पूछ सकते हो, तुरंत उसी टाइम पूछ लेना। यहाँ पर n minus here the last term is n minus 1, that is why we have written something like this. The formula is n into n plus 1 by 2. Okay, summation of first n terms of the natural number is n into n plus 1 by 2. I hope you know that. Okay. For I equal to 1, I less than equal to n, I plus plus. Okay. ये हम किए थे शायद। हाँ, ये हम ओके, ये करो। सिमिलरली व्हाइल लूप में वो कर सकते हैं, ठीक है, तो डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज इन दैट। व्हाइल लूप में करते हैं, देखते हैं व्हाइल, इसको फॉर में भी लिख सकते हो। व्हाइल initially I took I equal to let us suppose 1, while I less than equal to n, some print statement is there, printf hello। उसके बाद इसी के अंदर ही होता है ना, while के अंदर ही तुम्हारा अपडेशन होता है, राइट?
Yes, sir.
I equal to power of I comma 2।
Log in base 2.
बताओ मुझे, log n base 2 इतना जल्दी हो गया?
No, sir, wait. 1 second.
सर 1 कांस्टेंट टाइम है अभी।
कांस्टेंट टाइम क्यों?
आई की वैल्यू तो 1 है, तो वो हमेशा पावर इंक्रीज
Yeah,
होकर 1 ही रहेगी।
that is the okay, that is one thing I thought some people will notice. Okay, so I equal to 1 because here I equal to 1, so power of I comma 2 it will always remain 1 only. So constant time नहीं होगा, ये infinite loop हो जाएगा। Okay, this will become an infinite loop, and for an infinite loop we cannot figure out the time complexity. Okay, so what we'll do, instead of making I equal to 1, I'll make I equal to 2 here. Okay, now tell me. Okay, sometimes in the question they
Order
will
of
write
n
like
cube.
this I equal to 1, and they will write this also. So you have to बोलो
So order of n cube.
order of n cube. Okay, और क्या कोई कुछ बोला था? order of log n कोई बोल रहा था, और
नहीं सर, log in नहीं.
तुमने चेंज नहीं किया ना अभी तक? इसको हम सिंपली फॉर समझ में आ रहा है ना, अभी तक फॉर में देख रहे थे, अभी वाइल में देख रहे हैं। वाइल आई इक्वल टू फॉर आई इक्वल टू 2, आई लेस देन इक्वल टू n, आई इक्वल टू पावर आई कमा 2, प्रिंटफ हेलो। किसी भी
Sir,
तरह का लूप आ सकता है।
log n to the base 2
log n
to
बेस
the
2,
base 2.
ये ना log n बेस 2,
Yes, sir.
वही तो ऊपर लिख चुका हूँ ऑलरेडी मैं। ओके, हम देखते हैं। ओके, यहाँ पर देखो व्हाट वी आर डूइंग एवरी टाइम, तो आई वैल्यू विल बी चेंज लाइक initially if the value is 2, the next value will be 4,
4,
the next value will be
16.
16, then the next value will be
16 into 16.
256, I guess 256, and so on. Okay, so this particular statement, when it will be executed, when I equal to 2, when I equal to 4, when I equal to 16, and when I equal to 256. Now let us suppose my n value is 256 for better understanding. Okay, 256 is my n value. Now we are starting from I equal to 2. So how many steps it is taking for reaching from I equal to 2 to 256? That is only 4 steps. Okay, so तुम करो log 256 base 2, how much it will be? 2 to the power
Eight.
कितना होता है? 2 to the power
8.
8 होता है, right? So
8.
it will be 8. But how many steps you are taking here? Only 4.
4.
और
Okay. तो इसका जो ऑर्डर होगा, हम अगर क्या करेंगे इसको log n. Okay, so this will give a value of 8. Now this thing will give a value of 3. Entire thing plus 1 हम कर सकते हैं अगर यहाँ पर less than equal to है. Okay, if this equal to is not there, then this plus 1 is also not required. Getting it? क्योंकि log 256 का वैल्यू कितना है? 16, and log 16 का वैल्यू कितना है? सॉरी 8, and log 8 का वैल्यू कितना है? 3. And basically we are taking 3 steps. 3 plus 1 step. 3 step. अगर यहाँ पर if this equal to is not there, then we are taking only 3 steps. If this equal to there, then we are taking 3 plus 1 more step. So the number of time is log n, log n plus 1, or plus constant, I can say log n plus constant. So this will be order of log n. If anyone is having in doubt, you can ask.
Sir, why can't we do it in the other way? Like, sir, for example, log 256 to the base 2, suppose it is equals to x. So x comes out to be 8. So let's do it 8 by 2. So it will be 4. So if we are dividing it by 2, so multiplying it on the left hand side.
Okay, by 2 you are doing. So you are saying log n by 2, something like that.
No.
Okay, take some other value.
Okay.
Okay, take some other 512 you take.
Okay.
See, when we are talking about like 8, when the first log n gives a value of 8 and log of that gives a value of 3, so you are basically trying to figure out a relationship between 8 and 3, right?
Yes.
The entire thing is you are trying to figure out a relation between 256 and 3. Yes or no?
Yes.
256 and 3. So how do you do that? 256 मैंने इसलिए लिया, देखो यहाँ पर पावर ऑफ 2 है, तो मुझे वैल्यू से पता चल रहा है कि जो वैल्यू वो कैसा हो रहा है, 2, 4, 16, 256, the value is growing like that. So somewhere log will be there, because see, 4 by 2 is 2, 16 by 4 is 4. Now 256 by 16 is 16. So the denominator is not constant here. So you are saying by 2 you will do. You will do the 8 divided by 2, something like that, right?
Yes.
But here the denominator is not being constant, is it?
No.
Not constant, right?
No.
But one thing is constant, that we are doing that if you are performing log, then it is giving a constant value. So इसलिए यहाँ पर तुम एक दूसरा वैल्यू ले सकते हो. तुम क्या करोगे, अगर तुम्हें कंफ्यूज हो रहा है कि जैसे कि तुम्हें रिलेशनशिप एस्टैब्लिश करना है 4 and 2 के बीच, so you don't know whether you should go with 2 square or you should go with 2 into 2. So in that case, what you are supposed to do, you should go to the next step. The next step, if it comes like 8 and 3, then it is clear to you, okay, it has to be power. Or if it comes like 6 and 3, then obviously it is 2 into. So when this kind of confusion you get, you always go to the next step. So next step is 512. अगर 512 तुम्हारा नेक्स्ट वैल्यू है, तो 512 log 512 कितना होगा? Log 512 will be 9, right?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, log 512 will be 9. Now, how many steps it is take? It will take 4 steps. 4 steps, right?
Yes.
हाँ, तो तुम यहाँ पर बोल रहे हो कि 9/2 हमें कर देना चाहिए
हाँ.
to get 4. That seems right, but it is actually not right. Okay, so for
Shall
that,
we go for another level?
yeah, we may need to. देखो यहाँ पर 9 आने से क्या हो रहा है ना, 9 आने से हमारा दिक्कत हो रहा है कि when it comes 9, it is very difficult to establish relation between 9 and 4. Okay, here in this case we got 8, so
So
it
if
was
we do
easy.
9/2, then in previous question 8/2, then it will also become 4, which will be invalid in that
It
logic.
will also become 4, but the value actually we need is 3, and there is no difference between 3 and 4. There is not much difference, so again there is a chance you may get confused. जैसे कि यहाँ पर मैंने ये चीज बोला कि when you are having an equal to, it may be one step extra, right? So when you are getting 3 as a value and 4 as a value, you may get confused कि तुम्हें क्या करना है वहाँ पर. तो 3 is the right answer और 4 is the right answer, and मतलब दोनों तुम्हें सही भी लग सकता है. सो 512 के जगह हम क्या कर सकते हैं यहाँ पर, और एक वैल्यू ले लो जहाँ पर तुम्हारा यहाँ पर 16, 2 to the 16 कितना है? लेट अस द वैल्यू ऑफ n is 2 to the 16. Okay, the value of n is 2 to the 16. Then how many steps it will take to reach from n equal to 2 to 2 to the 16? How many steps? बताओ. 2 to the 8 तक पहुंचने के लिए हमें 3 steps लग रहे हैं. Okay, similarly 2 to the 1, 2 to the 2, 2 to the 3, 2 to the 4, 2 to the 5. नहीं, ऐसे तो नहीं आ रहा है, सॉरी, ये गलत हो गया. 2 to the 1, the next one is 2 to the 2, the next one is 2 to the 4, next one is 2 to the 8, the next one is 2 to the 16. अरे 512 आएगा ही नहीं बीच में. Did you understand now? This 512 will not come. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So the I value will grow like this. कहाँ गया वो? I value will grow like 2 to the 1, then 2 to the 2, then 2 to the 4, then 2 to the 8, right? Then it will be 2 to the 16 directly. The value will be 2 to the 16. So 2 to the 9 will never come as a iteration value. So to reach to the 16, how many steps you need? 4 steps you need. If less than equal to, then 5 steps. if only less than 4 steps. So अभी 2 to the 16 अगर तुम्हारा n वैल्यू है उसको लेके एनालिसिस करो, ठीक है.
हाँ, okay.
log 2 to the 16 equal to 16, right? Then what is the relation between 16 and 4? You cannot say 16 by 4 because last time it was 8 by 2. Now it cannot be 16 by 4, right? If divide by 2 you are doing, means every time you have to do divide by 2. But last time also it was log n, this time also it is log n only. So I can say that, okay, log 16 equal to 4. So 4 steps I took. Okay. ये 512 वाला जो एग्जांपल था, 512 n could be a, means the n value could be 512, but in case it is 512, again we are going to take the upper bound only. Okay, upper bound लेंगे तो यहाँ पर the value comes like how much? In this particular code, it will be like for 2 to the power 1 time the value will be executed, or the printf will be executed. For 2 to the 2 once it will be executed. For 2 to the 4 once it will be executed. For 2 to the 8 once it will be executed. Then directly 2 to the 16, and the value is 512, which is in between, right? So again this will be executed for this many times, right? And because our I is less than equal to n and my n is this much, so the printf statement will be executed for this many number of time only, and which is again log n plus some constant, which is nothing but 1 only. Got it?
Yes, sir.
यहाँ पर जो तुम्हारा how the value is growing, how the iteration value is growing, how the value of the iteration variable is growing, that we have to understand. यहाँ पर हमने थोड़ा सा गलती कर दिया कि 2 to the 8 के बाद 2 to the 9 कर दिया, जो कि हो सकता है वैल्यू 257 भी हो सकता है वैल्यू, but the order will not change.
Sir, can you please scroll up in the previous question?
कहाँ तक?
Where j is less than I, that question.
Which one?
Yes. So, sir,
Previous मतलब ये वाला?
here in the second loop, our complexity is order of n square, but we haven't counted the outer loop, so it should be order of n cube, right?
We have not counted the outer loop. No, we are considering
Yes.
outer loop as well, because see, okay, in simple statement, if I tell you how many times this printf statement is going to execute, that will give me the time complexity. I told you this already.
Okay,
right?
got it, sir.
Okay. And that comprises both outer loop and inner loop. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so what else? ये एक एग्जांपल. हाँ, रिकर्सन सबको पता है?
Yes, sir.
रिकर्सन सबको पता है. रिकर्सन is basically calling a function repeatedly. Okay, iteration and function recursion are exactly the same thing. Okay, iteration हम क्या करते हैं? There is a bunch of line which we put inside the loop and we execute this line repeatedly again and again. Similarly, in case of recursion also, we have a function. Inside the function, we have certain lines of code and we call this function again and again, right? So recursion and iteration both are equal thing, and whatever you can do with iteration, everything you can do with recursion. So if we have a time complexity when a iteration comes, similarly we can have a time complexity when recursion comes. So recursion के केस में हम थोड़ा देखेंगे क्या होता है. I hope कि function related to तुम्हारा क्या function call और function I can say prototype or signature, function prototype, then function declaration prototype same है, definition and function call. everyone is clear about all these things. Okay, what is the function prototype or declaration or signature? What is the function definition and what is a function call? I hope everyone is clear about all these things. क्योंकि सी में पढ़ाया जाता है. After that, recursion means repeatedly calling a function. So very simple example I am giving. You know factorial. Factorial क्या होता है? 10 factorial means, or let us suppose 5 factorial. 5 factorial means 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, right? So हम factorial को iteration में भी लिख सकते हैं. We can write using recursion as well. So let us suppose I'm writing in using recursion. So something like this: int fact equal to 1. Then what I need to do is return n into fact n minus 1. Okay, else return 1. Now what I'm doing here कि I'm basically देखो ये जो 5 factorial है इसको मैं कैसे लिख सकता हूँ? How can I write it? 5 factorial equal to 5 into 4 factorial. Yes. Now the 4 factorial can be written as 4 into 3 factorial. 3 factorial can be written as 3 into 2 factorial and so on, right? And in this recursion, we are doing exactly the same. I want to find the factorial value of n. So what I'm doing? If n has not reached to the value of 1, when it is greater than or equal to 1, what I'm doing? I'm doing multiplication n into again the factorial of n minus 1, that is 5 into factorial of 5 minus 1. The value 1 nahi pahunch jata, again it will go back to till here. Again it will find n is not. So I hope this recursion you are understanding this recursion. My question, I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Again, the same thing. When we are calculating the time complexity, what basically we see, like how many times a particular operation or how many times a particular instruction is being repeatedly executed. ठीक है, ये मैंने सेकंड स्टेटमेंट सेकंड डेफिनेशन बोला था टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी का, राइट? हाउ मेनी टाइम्स अ पर्टिकुलर ऑपरेशन और इंस्ट्रक्शन is executed repeatedly. So here, if you see, this multiplication operation is going to be repeated or is going to be executed repeatedly. Yes or no? Initially it will be 5 into 5 minus 1, that is 4 factorial के लिए फिर से कॉल होगा. तो 4 factorial के लिए कॉल होगा, फिर से 4 into 3 factorial के लिए कॉल होगा, then 3 into 2 factorial के लिए it will be called, then 2 into 1 for 1 factorial it will be called. Now when 1 factorial it will reach n greater than equal to 1, this will be not satisfied. Okay, satisfied. उसके बाद 1 into 0 factorial will be called. Now this condition will not be satisfied, so it will come to the else part. So how many times my multiplication operation being performed? From this part it will return 1, and from here it will return something, 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 and finally we are going to return the final value, let us suppose 120. Okay, so how many times the multiplication operation is being repeated here? How many times? 5 times?
5 times.
5 times, right? 5 times the multiplication operation repeated. So how many times basically in terms of n? N times.
N
N times
times.
the
Times.
multiplication operation repeated. So in this case the time complexity will be order of n only. Okay, ये चीज याद रखना कि time complexity is the number of times a particular operation or instruction is being repeated. और एक अगर छोटा सा एग्जांपल दूंगा यहाँ पर अगेन जैसे कि एक फॉर लूप है कुछ भी, छोड़ो ये अभी नहीं देंगे. Okay, so how many times a particular instruction or operation is executed, that gives you the idea about the time complexity of that code sequence. Okay, now ये थोड़ा देखो, ठीक है? Another function is there, some function inside that int n I am passing. Okay, and inside that what I am doing, while n greater than 0, not while, if n greater than 0, what I'll do, I'll call n minus 1 plus n minus 2.
Fibonacci series.
Okay, चलो बढ़िया. Okay, okay. else क्या करेंगे? बोलो तो रिटर्न में क्या करेंगे हम? बोलो फिबोनाची सीरीज में क्या होता है? else रिटर्न में क्या होता है?
Else return n.
हैं? कुछ भी बोलता हूँ नहीं. चलो ठीक है, जो भी है. else return 0. Okay, greater than equal to कर दो क्योंकि हाँ greater than. Okay, अब बताओ मुझे इस केस में क्या आगा तुम्हारा टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी. थिंक अबाउट इट. Okay, whether it is Fibonacci series or not doesn't matter. What you need to focus is what we are doing for each function call. We are going to make these two. For each value of n, we are going to make this addition, function of n minus 1 plus function of n minus 2. After this, you may think like, how do I know that I have to think in that way? Obviously, that might be a question, but इसलिए मैं different approaches बता रहा हूँ ताकि you can think in different ways and you can conclude कि what way you should proceed. So in this case, see, when the value of initially the value is n. Okay, so for n we are calling the function once. This is the initial call, and after that, inside that, for the value of n we are calling it twice, right? Once for n minus 1, once for n minus 2. Yes, similarly again for n minus 1 it will call twice, n minus 2 के लिए, n minus 3 के लिए, and for n minus 2 again it will be n minus 3 and n minus 4. Are you getting it? Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So for each value of n, we are calling the function twice, for n minus 1 and for n minus 2. So the same thing I am doing here. Okay, now for n minus 2 again it will be n minus 3 and n minus 4. For n minus 3 it will be n minus 4 and n minus 5 and so on and so on. Okay, now can you tell me what was the time complexity?
So 2 to the power n.
2 to the power n, because how many times we are basically making the function call? 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3, sorry, not 3, 4 plus 8 and so on. 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus, right? So इसको हम लिख सकते हैं 2 to the power 0 plus 2 to the power 1 plus 2 to the power 2 plus 2 to the power 3 plus some value, right? ये कहाँ तक जाएगा? n minus n तक जाएगा, right? जब तक मेरा n का वैल्यू यहाँ पर मेरा जो लूप क्या है, when if n greater than 0, okay, or greater than equal to 0, anything, okay, greater than and greater than equal to में बस एक ही स्टेप का फर्क होता है. ये मैंने बहुत सारे एग्जांपल में बताया. तो इफ आई राइट ग्रेटर देन और ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू, डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज्ड. कुछ भी होगा वो एक ही स्टेप का वो डिफरेंस होगा, एंड दैट +1 और -1 विल नॉट मेक अ डिफरेंस इन द टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी. ओके, सो हियर it will run till n minus n to become 0, right? क्योंकि मेरा 0 तक लूप चलना है, n तुम्हारा 0 होने तक मुझे लूप चलाना है. सो n minus n तक जाएगा. सो दिस इज 0, here it is 0, here it is 1, here it is 2, here it is 3, here it is n. So how many time it will go? 2 to the power 0, 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2, 2 to the power 3, 2 to the power so on, 2 to the power n तक जाएगा ये, right? और इसका क्या वैल्यू होता है? Anyone? And this many times the function will be called. Not because of this 2 to the power n we are saying that कि इसका time complexity 2 to the power n होगा. This many times the function is going to be called. So this value is basically 2 to the power n plus 1 minus 1. Okay, इसको अगर हम simplify करेंगे तो that the value will come like 2 to the n plus 1 minus 1. So order of ये basically 2 to the power n हो जाएगा. क्योंकि इसको हम क्या लिख सकते हैं? 2 into 2 to the power n that minus 1, right? This 2 to the power n plus 1 can be written like this: 2 into 2 to the power n. This is a constant. This is a constant, can be removed. So order of 2 to the power n. Okay, hope you understood. If not, then you can ask me in the next class. और अभी पूछ सकते हो, तब तक मैं अटेंडेंस स्टार्ट करता हूँ. किसी को भी कहीं पर भी अगर डाउट हो रहा है तो पूछ सकते हो अभी. एंड बिकॉज टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी इज ऑलमोस्ट डन, आई विल बी सेंडिंग द स्लाइड टुडे. कल क्यों नहीं सेंड किया? क्योंकि पूरा खत्म नहीं हुआ था. अरे ये नहीं काम कर रहा.
Sir,
हाँ बोलो.
sir, when and where do we have to submit our assignment 1 of DSA lab?
Okay. We have a classroom, right? So well, I'm not supposed to do all this. I'm not supposed to create the submission link and all for your lab records. Okay, for the first lab, what I'll do, I will create a submission link, and I will give that in the classroom, so you upload in that. Okay, I hope you already have written, right? Or if not, then for this lab, let's give an extension till Friday or Saturday. Okay, and I will create a link, and that link I'll be giving in the classroom, and you need to submit your recording that. And from the next class onwards, next lab onwards, the TAs, okay, they will create the link, and they and accordingly you can just submit. Okay, it will be created